Can you comply with my request?
Where's your water department?
Ma'am, you're totally wrong. This would become a legal matter if you choose to go this route.
Should I go over FOIA law with you?
No, I don't need to do that.
Show me the statute.
Sir?
Can you show me the statute?
Sir.
Who are you? Wait,
What do you mean, who am I?
where are you with?
What do you mean?
I have the right to record, ma'am. I have permission here with me. I'll be waiting for the statute. Thank you.
I'll be waiting for the book, sir.
Ma'am, this is going to turn out a legal matter.
Okay, sir.
This is going to become a legal matter.
Today's video takes us to Avon Township, Illinois, where we find Boom Boom Boy, who'll love you a long time for buku money. That's right, Georgie Boy, as he harasses and harangues the clerks for FOIA records. Now, this is part 2 of a very long video, so let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy, GoatBoy!
There's section 9B
2116
says copies of all notices of denials
welcome. Have a good
shall
day.
be retained
Go back.
by each public body in a single central office file that is open to the public and indexed according to the types of exemptions asserted. To the extent feasible, that's her favorite word, to the extent feasible, right? But now this Avon Township has been established since 1850. Here I come, the first time in history since this place has been open, just to try to build allies and try to have you guys do the right thing. But now with this being said, since this is telling us the single central file is open to the public, I like to view these exemptions that set the retention period from 2019 to 2024. I'd like to view those records, please.
I just bet you would love to see those records, GoatBoy. Hey, while you're there, you want to see the water atlas as well, boy? Yeah, those $4,000 Gucci jeans are nice.
If you could write that down for me, please, and I will make sure to put that in as a FOIA request.
Okay. Again, ma'am, it does not require, I thank you though, but it does not require writing because, again, the code does say notices of all denial shall be retained by each public body in a single central office file that is retained by each public body and indexed according to exemptions asserted. It's not an issue, ma'am. I would put that in writing at a later time, just kind of giving you the heads up of the language, FOIA language here. And other than that, I guess I'll be filling out one FOIA request. If I could have one of your FOIA forms.
Of course, if you could write it down here.
I sure can. Do you have an actual FOIA form or not at all?
At the moment, I don't have access to it, but if you could write it down there, it would still be.
It would, yeah. There's no
official
standard
FOIA
form, right? There's no standard form. Now, just to clarify, when you say you don't have access to a FOIA form, what do you mean by that?
What are you babbling about, you goat herder? She said she doesn't have a FOIA form. Oh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What she said, she doesn't have a FOIA form. Just fill it out on a napkin and give it to the janitor on the way out the door, boy.
If you could just write it down here, and it'll be an official FOIA request.
I understand that. That ain't no issue. I just like to have, the reason why I'm saying that is because I like to have a copy of Avon Township letterhead FOIA. Just a blank one. I don't want to fill that one out. But you don't have one of those at the moment?
At the moment, I don't have access to
That's
one.
good. That's good. I think you do have access. You can go online and print one out. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Okay, FOIA requests. Usually I did not want to file any FOIAs, ma'am. I just wanted to receive copies of these records. But since I'm here now, since the code does say these records have to be prominently displayed and also made available as well. Since they're not prominently displayed, are you able to make them available within the 2 minutes that I wait here?
If I could just have you write it down there.
Well, here it is, ma'am. Here's the statute.
Oh, yes, indeed, ma'am. You must comply. The FOIA statute says so. That's right, statute. There's no extra T in there. It's just statute.
It's telling us this is what needs to be made available.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Sure,
can
yep.
do that.
So if you're able to make those available, I have a seat for a few minutes and I'll walk out with copies of these. And by the time you make them available to me, I'll ask if you got a roll of scotch tape so you can go ahead and prominently display them on the wall and call it a day. So, do you believe you could make those available in records as required by law? Since they're not prominently displayed and it says you can make them available.
I can try and see what I can do.
Sure, yeah.
But
I'll wait momentarily. There's a statute there, man. It's highlighted under section 4. Meanwhile, I will
Do you want to contact Jeannie?
Sure. And by the time you do that, ma'am, let me have a seat, file my FOIA.
Definitely.
Thank you. Let me put my stuff back in order.
Right here.
Everyone in the office was having such a lovely day until GoatBoy walked in. Oh, what a fool. I bet they'll never forget the day he walked in. You want to bet me on that, good people?
I can give you a clipboard.
I do have a clipboard. I do have my own clipboard.
Oh, you do?
Yep. This is my packet here. Okay, Mrs. Avon Township, I believe this is your total budget here.
There you go.
Okay.
Contact Jeannie because you're still new at this.
You have to preserve that public record, ma'am. You cannot discard that public record. The way that I believe that, like, it's like, I don't know, what you believe is, what you're doing is somehow appropriate, but it's not, because you're the administrator, ma'am, of a township government staff, and you did not actually comply with the law by administrating your own staff.
Oh, yes, ma'am. GoatBoy here is going to report you to the State Attorney General's office because he's a bona fide esquire, not to mention a YouTube law expert.
And making sure that the superior duty is upheld, which is FOIA. It's the highest duty of the government. Because, for example, all the work doing that you have conducted is subject to scrutiny, subject to public disclosure. And it's very healthy for members of the public to check on these things, check balances, to monitor government. And this is what the Freedom of Information is asking for. There was a lot of towns, since you got that video rolling, there was a lot of towns that I visited that were, some employees were belligerent, hostile, they escalated things. They made themselves go viral for the wrong reasons online. A lot of people had redress. But then when I returned to the City Hall in 30 days or 6 months later, the employees changed their attitude. They're nice and cordial and compliant. But my question is, why weren't these employees cordial, compliant, and respectful from the first encounter?
Why is GoatBoy so animated, moving his arm around like that all day? Ma'am, why weren't you compliant, ma'am? You must comply. Oh, by the way, ma'am, this is Clipboard Boy. That's the name I gave to GoatBoy before I gave him the name GoatBoy. Yeah, we didn't know much about him back in the day. Now we know all about him. Isn't that right, Shady Shade? Little Shady Shade, isn't he cute?
Why do they have to, as adults, act belligerent and violate their own duties and laws instead of given a chance to listen to what this person is conveying? At the same time, what I'm conveying here today is the duty of the people to make sure. So it's all an educational performance, if you will. I just visited your neighbors here, Round Lake. This is my testimony, you can verify with them. Our neighbors right here. Round Lake City Hall, across the street from the lake. And all staff there were wonderful. They had all these records under Section 4. They developed a binder, and the binder was behind the counter. I walked up to the counter. Michelle greets me, very nice lady. Yes, ma'am, I need a copy of a block diagram giving functional subdivision.
I'm going to tell you something, GoatBoy. Nobody gives two you-know-what about your block diagram. You know why? You know why? You want to know why, GoatBoy? Because you're a blockhead. That's why they don't care about your block diagram.
But ma'am, I got an issue here. This was not prominently displayed. It was hidden behind the counter. They agreed. Her supervisor, which is I think the sworn clerk, which is also designated FOIA officer, this was 25 minutes ago. Listen to what I was conveying when I pointed out to her that each of the following has to be prominently displayed per code. What she did, ma'am, is she took the 8 pages that have to be prominently displayed, she taped them all up on the wall as to easily be seen. She told me, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Is there anything I can help you here with? We are the representatives at this hall." I said, "Ma'am, this is all I need. I'll file my FOIA later electronically. But I'm thankful and I'm grateful for you complying with that portion of the law and listening to a member of the public bring that to your attention."
Look, Georgie boy, the only reason that clerk put that stuff up on the wall with scotch tape was to get you out of the office. After you left, they took you right down. Trust me on that, boy.
You see what I'm saying? They decided to put 8 pieces of paper on the wall, but some towns like Crestwood, Illinois, they had their IT guys or whoever they were prominently display all those records on one large poster. So it's up to you as the administrator how you want to direct your staff on how to do it. You can put up 6 or 9 pages separate, one by one, each of the following, or you could put all that language on one large sheet, but that's totally up to you and your staff. My concern is these records have to be prominently displayed. This is a FOIA form, ma'am. How about the remainder of the records? Are you able to make them available for me?
Like I said, right now I just got a FOIA request form, but just give me a second and I'll see what I can do.
Sure, yeah, I'll wait around. There ain't no issue.
Oh, yes, indeed. GoatBoy will wait momentarily for the FOIA statue, ma'am. That's right, FOIA statue. The boy is a FOIA in a box. We've all heard of Jack in a box. Well, GoatBoy's like a Jack in a box, except he's a FOIA in a box. A Jack wagon.
How long have you been working as an administrator here for Transparent Government?
3 years.
3 years, great. There may be thousands of people that walk through the door after you prominently display the stuff. After you folks prominently display the stuff per code, there may be thousands of people that overlook the memorandum. However, if 1 or 2 or 3 people glance and see this stuff, they would know what rights they have, ma'am. And they will know what type of operation this is. I mean, think about it.
Well, thank you for educating us. How's that? I do appreciate it.
Okay, but that's not how your body language told me, ma'am. It wasn't like that.
Now, this lady just thanked GoatBoy. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Whether she meant it or not is of no consequence to us. She still said it. Yet GoatBoy can't be gracious to accept it. He wants to babble. Let's listen to him.
You see, I'm so professional here and the way that I talk.
I'm not going to get into this with you. I said if you would have come in here without a video camera going, we would have been greeting you much differently because you're the one that walked in here. And I'm only doing this to make sure that we know what's going on. And that is our right.
Ma'am, again, you have a duty here. I'm the one who's in the right. You folks are in the wrong. Because if you folks were in the right, the FOIA officer would have those already, have the list developed and have those records already prominently displayed.
Yeah, good people, I'm going to leave part 2 right there. I found this screenshot from another old video. Remember when he used to have that long fingernail on his pinky? Yeah, who could forget that nightmare? Yeah, GoatBoy, I'm going to chop this video up in about 6 parts. What do you think about that, sweetheart? What are you going to do about it? Oh, Dr. Dave, Dr. Snake. Woohoo. Yeah, whatever, man. But don't worry, GoatBoy. I still love you a long time, okay? If you good people enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe, because frauditors like GoatBoy are a dime a dozen. And when they get on YouTube, they'll do anything they can for clicks and views on their pitiful channels. Please check out my other channels, including Dr. Dave Frauditor Terminator. Oh, that's a lovely channel. It features the 4 fabulous fools of frauditing, including Love You Long Time Lana. And then there's Dr. Dave's main channel, which has over 6,000 video uploads for your viewing pleasures. See, the problem with GoatBoy is he needs to find a job. But we have a conundrum here because he has no job skills. So he'll be a goat herder the rest of his life. Cheers to that.
An ordinances book. Yep, that's correct. Come again. Is there any reason why these officers are here? I got permission.
Sir, you cannot film in here.
Because the information you're providing is unlawful.
I don't want you
You can't
filming
film
this.
it.
Call the sheriff. I have permission.
You can't-
I
no,
don't
you
want you
don't
to
have
film.
the
Don't get
permission,
close to
and
me.
that's all.
You want to go that route? What is the reason for calling the officers here? I want to know what your job title is to see if you're able to assist.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who's the one who called the officers in the first place? Because this may become a legal suit now. This is transparency. I'm conducting an audit. While I wait for the clerk to show me the statute about freedom of information, I need to do an inspection on the town, city, zoning and ordinances book. I have permission. I have permission. I have permission to film here, sir. Ma'am, please ask your superior before disrespecting somebody of the public. Where's the water department for this town? Don't yell. I'm talking to you softly. Why are you yelling at me?
Sir, please stop recording me.
Okay, I need to do an
Please,
inspection.
I understand that. Please stop recording me right now. You do not have my permission to record me.
Okay, is your facility open to the public?
Not currently.
Not currently. Okay. Okay, can you comply with my request? Where's your water department? Ma'am, you're totally wrong. This will
Sir?
become a legal matter if you choose
Sir?
to go this route. Should I go over FOIA law with you?
No, I don't need to see that.
Show me the statute.
Sir?
Can you show me the statute?
Sir,
Who are you with?
What do you mean, who am I?
Who are you with?
What do you mean? I have the right to record, ma'am. I have permission here with me. I'll be waiting for the statute. Thank you. I'll be waiting for the book, sir. Ma'am, this is going to turn out a legal matter.
Okay, sir,
This is
we're
going to
done.
become a legal matter. Please comply. Pass. I got a pass. Along with an inspection on the zoning and town zoning and ordinances book. I'm going to be conducting some business here. I'm going to be recording it. Ma'am, it's up to you, ma'am. And there may be a suit in the court of law for non-compliance. What do you mean who I'm with, ma'am?
I don't know what you want.
I don't know why you're giving me a hard time or a bad
don't know.
attitude. In order to do an inspection on a book readily available. Hi, ma'am. What's your first name?
How can I help you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what's your first name?
Who are you?
The budget book, ma'am. I need to
I
do.
don't have, if you want to have a seat, I'll ask.
Sure, that's fine. Ma'am, I have permission to film. I have permission. I have permission here. Well, you see, the thing is, my good man. Anyhow, compliance is the key, folks. Where does it state that? Ma'am, I need stamped copies of these FOIA here.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sure, possibly. I'm acting as press, ma'am. First Amendment. And I also have permission here with me. Okay, ma'am, you also have to abide by 2635.101 basic obligations of public service. Sir, I'm abiding by the statutes. It does not require a name in order to obtain record. Okay, well, you're talking unlawful. You're talking incorrect. That is not true what you just stated. Come again?
Very rude.
I'm not rude. It all shows on camera. You're the one who's rude. Well, anyhow,
No one really cares.
no one really cares. An inspection, if I wanted to take digital
no, you
photocopies,
cannot.
absolutely I
No,
can,
you
ma'am.
cannot.
Please comply with the law. Are you refusing service? Just tell me you're refusing service. Hand me over your business card and you will be hearing from my lawyer. If you go ahead and record, that means you're creating a public record and you cannot delete that off your personal phone. Your personal phone becomes a public record.
That's fine. I'll record it.
Okay, well, sir, there's options to conduct business in person. You can't refer everybody to online. I'm not going to refuse my identification. However, I have not committed any crime. You cannot articulate that I have broken the law. Here's what I will tell you. Here's what I will tell you. Ma'am, there's no expectation of privacy in public. You could just call me sir. I'd like to file a police report of non-compliance about a employee that works here. Sir, I don't answer any questions.
You don't respect me. Why would
So therefore, I'm not obligated to provide any identification in this matter.
you talk about my wife? What does my wife have to do with anything?
No, I'm not providing an address, ma'am. I'm doing a general inspection.
What does my wife? Why put up a picture and say that's my wife of a goat?
Not in my uniform, however, I do have my clipboard with me. That is not lawful, what you told me.
We're gonna have a ball at your cemetery. We're gonna bring you a rose, okay? We're gonna bring you a rose, and we're gonna say you were dishonorable. He's attached to the affidavit too. He's part of the enterprise. You drew first blood, just like you do with all these auditors. You draw first blood. In the next 3 days, I'm gonna have a criminal enterprise community section, and it's gonna be real well detailed. I got an attorney that's helping me draft it up and write it up. Scumbag. You're just a plain scumbag, man. You want to say why I'm upset and stuff. And we're gonna prove that you are breaking U.S. code. If I really wanted to be petty, I would take you to court.